everyone, I'm Megan. Today we're going to be doing a stretch and balance, so we're going to do a quick warm up, get our blood pumping, and then we're going to get right into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some marching, and while we're doing this, we're going to try and lift those knees up as high as we can while keeping a decent pace, and we are going to do this for about 30 seconds. Making sure we're keeping those arms moving. We're really trying to get that blood pumping before we start our stretch and balance so that our muscles are warmed up and a little easier to stretch. Okay, we've got about 15 more seconds of this, and then we are going to move into some side steps, okay? So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to move into some side steps. You can either do some taps, you can try to not tap, kind of work on that balance, move that knee around. And we're doing this one for 30 seconds as well. If you want to, you can totally engage those arms, move them up. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna move into some jumping jacks. And if you prefer, you can do some side steps and arm movements like so. But we're gonna go into some jumping jacks. We're doing these for 30 seconds as well. Got about 10 seconds left. And next we're gonna go into some high knees. We're gonna do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're really gonna make sure we're kicking those feet up. If you wanna increase the intensity on this, you can make it a run. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna make sure that my arms are moving with me. Got about another 15 seconds of these. Making sure to really pick that foot up. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna kind of wiggle it out a little bit. We're gonna move into some arm circles. So if you'd rather do these big, it's kind of a bigger stretch. Got this pace you're comfortable. In about 10 seconds, we're gonna switch our direction. All right, let's switch that direction, go backwards. Really trying to work on those stretches. If you want to, you can do it one arm. That's easier for you. Alrighty. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna move into some squats. We're gonna do this for about 30 seconds. Go as deep as you want to, making sure that our feet are just a little past shoulder width apart, and we're gonna do some squats. Go down as much as you're comfortable. If you want to increase intensity and you feel comfortable doing so, you can go down lower. All right. You can also add in some weights with this if you wanted to. And we've got about 10 seconds left. Then we're going to catch our breath and we're going to go into a tree pose. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be working on a little bit of balance. You need to, you can hold onto a wall or a chair, whatever you need to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a tree pose. So we're gonna lift one foot, put it up as high as you're comfortable. If you wanna put it all the way up, feel free. You can also just put it down here. We're gonna take our arms, we're gonna raise them up to the sky, and we're gonna sit and hold this for 15 seconds. Really making sure to focus on our breathing and work on that balance. Sometimes it's easier if you just stare at one spot on the wall. All right, in 5 seconds, we're gonna switch sides. 3, 2, and let's switch. Do the same thing with the other foot. Making sure to stretch out those arms, reach them up as much as possible. We've got about another 10 seconds on this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna release that, Shake it out a little bit, and then we're gonna take our arm, we're gonna stretch it across our body. We're making sure not to touch our elbow on this one. You're gonna either grab your forearm or your bicep up here, and you're gonna push it as far as you're comfortable doing so. We want just a little bit of a stretch, no pain, just discomfort. We're gonna hold this one for 15 seconds as well. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna switch. Making sure not to grab that elbow and really focusing on our breathing and stretching out. Alrighty. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're gonna release that. And we're gonna bring our arm up over our head. We're gonna stretch out our triceps, so we're gonna push that as far as we're comfortable doing. A little bit of discomfort is okay, we just don't want any pain. Again, trying not to support on our elbow, trying to pull it down by our bicep. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, we can release that. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna stretch our chest. So we're gonna take our arms behind our body, and we're gonna push back our shoulders and push out our chest as much as possible. If you want a bigger stretch, go out further like so. If not, you can keep it close to your body, but really focusing on pushing out that chest, focusing on our breathing. Okay, and we're gonna release in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next one we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch out our quads. So we're gonna take one of our feet. If you need to hold on to something again, feel free. We're gonna bring it up to our glutes. We're gonna pull that as hard as we can. If you wanna increase the intensity on this one for balance, what you can do is you can bring that foot up, and then you can go like that and stretch out and reach forward and really bring in that stretch in your legs and work on your balance. We're gonna do this for about another 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna switch. And if you need to hold on to something, feel free. We're just bringing that foot up to our glute and stretching it out as much as possible. Alrighty, 10 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, so next thing we're gonna do, we're still working on our balance. We're gonna bring one knee up, we're gonna hold on to it, and we're gonna try to pull that as close to our chest as we can. If it's easier, you can definitely focus on one spot in the room. I'm definitely doing so to help me balance. The closer to the chest you pull your leg, the bigger the stretch as well. All right, 10 more seconds of this, and then we're gonna switch. All right, 3, 2, 1, we're gonna gently let that down, and we're gonna switch. We're gonna pull that leg up, focus on our balance, and our breathing as well. Try and get that stretch as big as possible. Alrighty, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna gently put that one down as well. So we're gonna move down to the ground now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit, and then we're gonna get ourselves into a plank position. If you want to, you can go on your hands, or you can go down on your elbows. I'm gonna do this on my hands. And we're gonna make sure that our back is straight when we're up in this. All right, and we're gonna hold this. And then we're gonna try, if we're comfortable doing so, lifting our leg up and really stretching that out, and we're gonna alternate legs. And we're gonna do this for about 30 seconds. Again, stretching that leg up as high as possible. This really helps with our balance. Resetting every time we lift and lower that leg. All right, we've got 5 seconds left. right, we're gonna release that. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go onto a side plank. And we are going to lift ourselves up. And if we're comfortable, we can lift this leg up as well. I'm just gonna hold it like this, and we're only gonna hold these for about 15 seconds. Alrighty, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna release that, and we're gonna go to the other side. Do the same thing, hold it for about 15 seconds. Really focusing on our breathing, keeping ourselves balanced. If you want to increase the intensity, you can put your arm up like this. All right, in 3, 2, 1, you can go back down. And while we're on our side, we're gonna do some side leg lifts for stretching. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift this leg as high as we're comfortable doing so. We do want to hit a point of discomfort, but no pain. And we're going to do this side for another 10 seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. All right, 3, 2, 1. We are going to switch. And same thing on this side, as high as you can, as high as you're comfortable. Making sure to focus on our breathing. It's kind of sometimes hard to breathe when you're on your side like this. All right. And 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in a tabletop position. I'm going to stay this way so you can see a little better. What we're going to do is we're going to bring those legs back. And one at a time, we're going to bring one leg and hold it, hover it in the air here. And we're going to work on stretching the back of our leg by bringing our heel with our leg that's on the ground. We're going to bring that towards the ground as much as possible. If this gets uncomfortable, you can just move back and forth a little bit. Alrighty. And we're going to switch sides. So we're going to go back into that tabletop. We're going to take that other leg back. And we're going to do the same thing, trying to stretch out our heel towards the ground. We're going to hold this one for 15 seconds. Keeping that leg hovered for balance. Alrighty, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back into that tabletop position, and we're going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to lift our backs up. We're going to stretch out our shoulders as much as possible, really focusing on pushing up as much as you can. Then we're going to switch, and we're going to look towards the sky and try to arch our back as much as possible. And we're going to alternate between those for another 15 seconds. Really focusing on our breathing. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we are going to bring our legs forward, and we're gonna put our elbows on the ground, almost like we're getting ready to do a plank. We're gonna reach our back, stretch up, and bring our head as high as we possibly can. Again, you should feel no discomfort. And we're going to do this for 10 seconds, and then we're going to switch into a seal. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take those arms, we're going to push ourselves back, keeping our hips and legs on the ground, and we're going to just increase that cobra stretch into a seal stretch and really work on elongating ourselves and stretching ourselves out. Got another 10 seconds of this. Keep going. Focus on your breathing. And 3, 2, 1. While we're in this position, we are going to kind of lift ourselves back into tabletop. We're going to take one of our knees and we're going to put it forward, and we're going to cross over behind that other leg. We're going to Try to sit down with this leg in front. If you want less of a stretch, move your knee out a little bit. We're really trying to focus on stretching out our glutes here. If you need to, you can lift up a little bit to decrease the intensity if it's too much for you. And we're going to hold this one for another 10 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push yourself forward, and we're going to go back into that tabletop. We're going to do the same thing with our other leg, pushing it forwards and around our other leg, and sitting down like so. Again, if it's too much, you can lift yourself up a little bit. Whatever's comfortable for you, we don't want any pain. And we're going to hold this one for another 10 seconds as well. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring ourselves forward. Next thing we are going to do is we're just going to do some toe touches. So I'm going to bring my legs forward, keep them together. I'm going to bring my arms up. I'm going to really breathe in, and I'm going to stretch forward and try to touch those toes. Trying to keep our back as straight as possible. It's very important. We're going to hold this one for another 10 seconds. If you can only reach towards your shins or your knees, do that. If that is a lot more comfortable, please do that. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring ourselves back, and we're going to bring one leg towards us like a half butterfly. We're going to take that other leg and move it out as far as possible. And we're going to put one hand in front of us, and we are going to stretch to the side and try and touch that toe. Probably won't happen, but it's a good goal. And we're going to hold this one for another 10 seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. And 3, 2, bring yourself back up, and we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take this other leg, put it out, bring this other one, bend it in, and we're going to do the same thing, putting one hand over here in front of you and stretching to the side. We're really going to try and work on those obliques, those lats, and we're going to hold this for another 10 seconds as well. In 3, 2, 1, let's slowly bring ourselves back up. Alrighty, and we're going to keep this leg here. We're going to bring ourselves into a butterfly. Wherever you're comfortable, the further out, the less intense it gets. So I'm going to bring mine in like so. Alright, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of push on those knees just a little bit, not too hard. Just kind of really work that stretch and get ourselves stretched on the inner thigh area. Okay, and while we're sitting in this butterfly position, we are going to take one hand and we're going to flip upside down like this. So my palm is facing you. We're going to take our other hand and we're going to pull back on those fingertips or the hand. We're going to stretch that out while we're here. Alrighty, we're going to hold this for another 10 seconds and then we're going to switch sides. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's switch. Same thing, rotating that arm so that the palm is facing you and my fingers are facing down. I'm going to reach, I'm going to grab that and we're going to stretch it backwards towards myself. Don't stretch it too hard, no pain, we just want discomfort. While doing this, we're going to keep thinking about keeping our back straight in this butterfly position and kind of stretching out as much as possible. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, we're going to relax. And now we're going to put our legs back out. And I'll go sideways for this. We're going to put one knee up. We're going to bring one knee over our other leg. And we're going to take our opposite arm to the knee that is up. We're going to use that as support, and we're just kind of going to twist in our back a little bit. Using my other hand behind me as support. Making sure my elbow is not on my knee, but my bicep, tricep area is. We're gonna hold this for another 5 seconds. All right, and we're gonna relax. We're gonna bring that other leg back down. We're gonna do the same thing, so on the opposite side, I'm gonna bring my left leg over my right knee. I'm gonna bring my right arm over and making sure not to put my elbow on my knee. And we're gonna twist that again. We're gonna hold this for 15 seconds. All right, 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once again, we're gonna untwist ourselves. We're gonna bring that leg back down. And now we're gonna lay down almost in a sit-up position. We're gonna go like this, back flat on the ground, legs about shoulder width apart. And what we're going to do is we're gonna do a glute bridge, glute raise if you will. And we're gonna lift up, making sure our back is fully stretched out. You should be feeling this in the front of your thighs, a little bit in your back. It's a really great stretch. If you want to stretch out your upper arms, you can push down towards your feet as much as possible, and we're going to hold this for another 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can relax. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our leg, we're going to lay flat on our backs, and we're going to support our thigh with our arms, and we're going to push this leg up as far as possible towards us. We don't want any pain. Try to keep that leg straight, but it's understandable if it's bending a little bit. And we're just going to pull that leg towards our chest as much as possible. All right, focusing on our breathing while we're laying on our backs. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that leg, and we're going to bring that other leg up towards us. And we're going to hold this one up here. This one's, you can tell this side is less flexible, so that's something I will work on. All right, really focusing on that breathing and that stretch as well. And we're going to bring this leg down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to do something similar. We're going to stay on our back. We're going to bring our knee up, and we're going to bring our knee up as high to our chest as we can. Trying to keep our back as flat as possible. Okay, and now while I have this knee up here, I'm going to scooch over so I have space, but we are going to open and close the gate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this knee that we already have up, and we are going to rotate our hip outwards. This is called opening the gate. And we're going to try and lean it towards the ground, but we don't want any pain, so don't push too hard. Awesome. And then in 5 seconds, we're gonna switch this up. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring this leg back up to our chest, and then we're going to cross it over our body and try to reach the ground this way as well, keeping that little twist in there. If you want to increase the intensity, you can just push your opposite shoulder towards the ground more. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are going to bring that knee back up towards our chest, and then we're going to place it flat on the ground, and we're going to do the same thing with our opposite leg. So this is my left leg. I'm going to pull it up. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, we are going to open the gaze. We are going to push it away from our body. We're going to hold it there for about 10 seconds. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, we are going to close that gate, bring that knee back over top of our body. Again, if you want to push your shoulder down, that will increase the intensity of the stretch. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring that knee back up to center, and then we're going to place it back on the ground. Awesome. So now we're just going to elongate our body. So what we're going to do, we're going to kind of start to cool down here. So I'm going to put my hands over my head, and I am going to keep my legs straight, and I'm going to try to extend myself as much as possible, really stretching out my entire body, trying to make myself taller. And we're going to hold this for another 10 seconds. Really focusing on our breathing with this one, trying to elongate ourselves, stretch out that back, that abdomen. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, we're going to slowly bring our arms back up and place them down on the ground beside us. I'm going to give myself a little more space here. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly move our arms, almost like a snowman. If you want to move your legs, you can as well, or a snow angel, back and forth. Right now I have my palms to the ground, but I'm also going to switch in about 5 seconds and place my arms palm up. Alright. Whichever way your hands are, we're going to switch them. So whether they're facing upwards or towards the floor, you're going to switch and do the same thing, keeping that motion going. Got about another 5 seconds of this. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. We are going to slowly sit ourselves back up. We've been on the ground for a little while. I'm going to take a breather. And we're going to go into child's pose, and we're really going to focus on our breathing with this one. Really cooling ourselves down. So we're going to get into a crouched position. I like to place my hands forward, and we're just going to sit like this for about 15 seconds, reaching our arms forward as far as possible for that good stretch. Really focusing on that inwards deep breath, outwards deep breath. Okay. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, we are going to bring ourselves up. And we're going to stand up. We're just kind of gonna circle around, get our body fully stretched out, kind of loosen ourselves completely. Alrighty. And finally, we are gonna take 3 deep breaths. So we're gonna breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna breathe back out, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do that again. 1, 2, 3. And out, 2, 3, and one last time, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I hope you had a good stretch and balance workout.